He was the worst experience. Are you watching porn? He was like, are you using drugs? Dad, why my pen broken? Good morning. I'm whispering because I don't wanna wake my baby. Does it look okay? That looks dumb as usual. Okay. No space for my glasses thing. Ta-da! That looks cute. I've been so busy. My baby's been sick. Does that look okay? Should I wear red or this? You know what? I'm just gonna put some. Let's fake it. Today, it's gonna be a busy day. I've been up since 1:30 because he has to take some antibiotics. Plus, it's my waking time because of my work. This always has a trick. Wow. Guess that looks less dumb. Do I look presentable now for you? Let's go back upstairs because today is gonna be a very busy day. I need some vibes of a good piano. There. I thought he's awake. I hope he's sleeping well right now because he didn't really get a good night's sleep. Oh, the lighting is gonna suck. Oh, I don't want the stairs. It's gonna scare me. Okay, anyway, I need to empty the dishwasher. So yesterday, my baby had a surgery. Supposedly in the morning, but he didn't get in until like 10. It's for he has a bone cyst. It's benign, but so yesterday was busy. We went there to the oral clinic. I try to edit as much as I can at Second Cup because it's the only coffee shop they have. So I got some edits done, which is great because I wasn't able to upload last week because he was sick last week too. He had the flu. He was supposed to have his surgery last week, but his flu was so bad. His temperature was high, so we moved it for this week. The surgery went well. After the surgery, I dropped him home, and then I went and bought some food for him because it's gonna be liquid diet today. It's gonna be soft food diet, so which is good. At least he can have something because yesterday I only fed him with bone broth, chicken bone broth. At least there's some protein in that chicken bone broth and some smoothies. I bought him ice cream. So today's gonna be a very busy day. Cook for me and cook for him. I'll make mashed potatoes and baked salmon. And I'll cook some eggs just so when he wakes up, finally a real food. Should I have some matcha? But I'm still having this is my morning. This is my morning hot drink full of spices and apple cider vinegar. It's been a busy week. I was getting frustrated because I don't have time to edit. But then I forgot December is always busy. You're like shopping for gifts, going somewhere, visit with families. Anyway, yesterday I had my dentist appointment. Oh my goodness, it was the worst. It was the worst dentist appointment. I felt like the doctor was just playing dentist. I was drowning in water. I was like lying down with my sunglasses. Like the chair was like going up and down, up and down. He kept on adjusting it. He didn't know where to position himself, and his hands were so heavy. He was just cleaning, and it took us an hour and a half, or let's say an hour and 15 minutes. My jaw was so sore after like doing that. It was crazy. It's because there's always something like built up here, right? So I keep on touching it and I would still feel something. So I was like, there's still some. I shouldn't have told him that because it just never ended. I don't know if he was an intern or maybe he's a doctor. I was trying my best to be patient because I was like, oh, maybe he's a new doctor, but I want to get my money's worth. So after that, I was like, oh, thank God it's done. It's brutal. Like, it was the worst experience I've ever had. So when I was paying for the difference, I asked, is your dentist a new dentist? And the receptionist was like, no, he's been here for 2 months. Oh, okay, he's new then. Plus the way he talks, he's like, this is a Gen Z dentist. There's that very juvenile way of talking, like just like how you talk with high school kids right now. It's like he's like a kid doctor. So yeah, maybe he's fresh out of university or something. I mean, he's nice, but then still. So I booked my next cleaning and I requested for someone experienced who won't torture my mouth. So hopefully, well, he said my teeth are good anyways. And the funny part was, he said there's not much build-up and yet it took us that long. And I was like, he didn't know what he was doing. I don't like complaining, but I can't help it. I had to mention that I want someone experienced for my next cleaning. So I did that. Came home, I fed him again with broth and smoothie and gave him his antibiotic, showered, and then we relaxed and watched Sex and the City. So I wanna have coffee and I don't wanna make too much noise, but I wanna cook. When we were at his dad's, I was telling them that crazy how much doctor's appointments I'm getting ever since last year when I got diagnosed. I see my doctors more often than I see my friends. Isn't that crazy? Now we're gonna cook. Let's cook his first. Mashed potato, so I need to boil. I'll wash it first, then I will boil. You wanna see how this Tim is reenacting how baby looks like? I'll show you. Oi! Oi! That's how my baby looks like. Baby looks like this because the surgery is here. So we need to put ice pack here. Every 30 minutes there's gonna be an ice pack here just to help with the soreness. Take a picture of him and show him later, or I'll let him see Tim later so he will laugh for sure. Isn't he cute? Hi. Let's put back Tim. This is where baby hangouts. So now we're gonna cook. I'll spend time with you. I need some music. I need something that's fun. Let's put this here. Oven ready for his salmon. No, we want it to be soft. 375. Baby is so sweet because he would hug me and then he would thank me for taking care of him. Of course, because we only have each other, so, and he's been doing the same. Do I bake it in a parchment? It's getting warm. I think I will. I take off my sweater because I don't want it to smell. Do you like that? I made an effort for you. It's not just a t-shirt. Looking down, looking down. Don't look down for once. Do I look presentable? Yeah, bitch, you're just gonna cook. And you haven't even showered yet. But I showered last night. Okay, where are we at? Salmon. Parchment or foil paper? Is it foil paper? Do you call it foil paper? Aluminum foil. Or you know what? I'm just gonna steam it. to steam. So we will do what Chef Google said. We'll do. Wait, shit. It's funny because I want to do that just so to make sure that you can hear me, because I'm whispering, and then now it's like the mic is so far away from my mouth, from this mouth. So I'm like, oh. The audio seems fine. Slice it. Okay. We have some paprika. Let's finish this first. I will have some kefir. Salmon is baking and steaming. Potato is boiling. Next, eggs. We are gonna soft scramble some eggs. We cannot feed him with hot food. I'm just gonna cook it here. Oh, don't make any noise. That was stressful. This is gonna be okay now. Sorry if I'm not talking that much. What are you doing? How was your week? I would say this week has been good, because you know what, even though it's unfortunate because I had to go through surgery and my baby is sick, at least everything went well and he got better after that flu. He was still sick, but no fever anymore. Like he got a lot better. The surgery is done, and it's good that he was able to do it before the year ends, because he never calls in sick, never ever, even if he's sick. So when he says I'm not going to work because I'm not feeling well, it means it's super bad. He said he never had fever before, but last week his temperature was constantly high. Good thing I was off, actually. It's good that he had his surgery before the year ends. He was able to use those sick days before it resets. Why am I here? The butter is already there. Oh no, I'm here because I need more eggs. I have cheese. His boss is very understanding. They even asked if he needed more because he only booked for 1 day and he wanted to go back to work. I'm like, no, you have to flush it. You have to use this syringe to clean the wound inside his mouth, like every 30 minutes. And how is he gonna do that at work? And his nose was bleeding because they had to put a tube during the surgery so he can breathe. So, and he was like trying to help me yesterday. I was like, just go. So, because I always sleep earlier than him. So before I slept, my instruction was, don't do something stupid. Stay still. Just watch movies. Don't bend over because his nose will bleed again. He was laughing. They put milk in their eggs. I guess that's the white way to cook eggs. It's just gonna be soft. What else happened? You know what's funny? Since I was googling something, so my iPad was on and Google. And then I was talking to my baby about some nonsense, most probably. And then the next thing I know, I've noticed Google was typing everything that I was saying. I was like, and I was freaked out. And I was so freaked out. I was like, baby, it's listening to me. It's typing everything that I'm saying now. Look. And then I showed him, and then he was laughing. For sure you know about that already, but I was scared. I was like, oh my god. Wow. So, what else do Google know? What else do they hear me say? Isn't that scary? It feels like you have no privacy anymore. Who knows what chip they put in our phones or the stuff that we're using. Who freaking knows? Another story. So part of my job is I had to get a secret clearance from the government. It's like, different tiers of clearance, and I think top secret clearance is for the prime minister or whatever. So ours, like mine, is a secret clearance level. We don't want to mess this up, so I need to stop talking. Let's see. Are you okay? How are you guys? Are you cooked enough? Let's hold that story for a bit, okay? Because I don't want to mess baby's food. Put it in low. Let's do a little more. Okay, so where was I? So part of my job is I need to have a secret clearance. It's like the next level clearance from the government, making sure that because I have access to a lot of classified information. So I got invited, and then they had to ask me a series of questions. Take note, it was 2017, so I was more dumb back then. I was more dumb, I was more naive, and like the series of questions were so weird. It's like, are you watching porn? What do you have? How were you able to afford to travel this much? And then the interviewer was not smiling. He was like, he has a poker face like that. And then I'm like, hi. Hi, how are you? I was maybe he was wondering why I need to get a secret, or no, maybe he was like, oh, that's why she needed to get a secret clearance. She's suspicious. The questions were weird. So one is, do you watch porn? And I was like, yeah, but defensive. And I was like, yeah, well, I watch it with friends for fun. Because yeah, I watch it with my gay friends, it's a gay porn. I watch it with my gay friends, and not at home. We watched it while we were in a cafe. How funny was that? Oh my god, I was laughing so hard. Anyway, so that question, and then the next question was, are you using drugs? And I was like, and my answer was, oh, I take pills. Because I'm dependent. Like, I need to have... Why am I explaining it to you? Anyway, because I need pills to get my period. So I said that. And I think I had some Tylenol the other day, because and then it kind of broke... How do you say that? Broke into his character. I need to Google how to say that. Broke into character. I guess I'm correct. He broke into character. He smiled and he did this, trying to keep his poker face, his fierce face. And then he said, no, that's not what I meant. I meant, have you had any like illegal drugs? I was like, oh heck no way. And I don't even smoke. Okay, it was very interesting. Okay, so we need to hold everything. He gave me the clearance right away. maybe he's like, oh, this girl is not dangerous. She's just dumb. She's just a dumb bitch. So that, it was interesting. It was an interesting experience. At least it's still valid until 2027, because it's valid for 10 years. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, if I'm allowed to share this. Oh well, I think it's okay, as long as I'm not disclosing any classified information, right? What if this is a classified information? I guess it's for us to find out. I don't think so. It's about me. Are you done boiling? Are you soft enough for a baby? My baby would always say, I'm not a baby. I'm just your baby, but I'm not a baby. When we just started dating, I'd be like, I like playing. I told you, I'm just a girl. I'm just an old girl. So I like playing. So I would pretend that he's a baby. He'll be lying down and then playing something in his phone, and then I will grab his legs as if I'm changing his diaper. And he'll be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And of course he's like a tall guy, and he's heavy, but then I will still try to lift his legs, pretending that I'm changing his diaper. I'm changing your diaper. He will laugh. One time we were new, he told me that. He was like, I'm not a baby, like in a serious way. And then I guess my face got really sad, and then he took it back and he's like, okay, I'm your baby. And then I stopped playing around and then, giggling as if, and then making him a baby. And then he asked me, why are you not making me a baby anymore? And I told him, cause you didn't like it. He's like, it's okay, I can be your baby. I was like, why? Cause you got sad. Cause you became sad, and he said, I want you to be happy. Aww. Green flag. My kind of green flag. Since then, he would play around with my baby scenarios. So now we call this household a baby household. Because we're just two kids playing adults with my bear. Two babies and a bear. That's how we call it. It's weird, but that's our life. That's our lives. Is it that's our life or that's our lives? To take some echinacea, because I can't be sick. Can only be sick one baby at a time in this household. Maybe I should talk about our love story. Our 7th year anniversary is on winter solstice, December 21st. So when I broke up with my ex-fiance, because I was about to get married, right? My friend's coworker, who knows me as well, was telling me, oh, we should set her up with this guy. I was like, and I'm just not so into like setups, blind dates, blah blah blah. Plus, when I learned that he's 4 years younger than me, I'm like, no, I don't date toddlers. That's why I have bangs, because you got Terminal 1 here. That was, when was it? 2017 when they mentioned him. And then I met him last quarter of 2018. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I can consider. When I saw him, I was like, oh, maybe I can try dating a toddler. This is cute. He's cute, and then he's tall, cause I'm almost 5'7", and he's like 6'2.5", something like that. And then I learned that he doesn't drink. He just likes staying home, and he wasn't picky with food. He likes Asian food. Okay, because as you know, I'm a piggy, so food is a very big deal. I don't think I can date someone who's picky, who will be like, oh, I don't eat this. Who will only eat food that doesn't have any flavor, or who'll be just too judgy with other kind of cuisine. I can't date that kind of guy. He can eat anything, check. He doesn't drink, check. He doesn't smoke, check. He's a cutie pie, check. He's tall, check. When we saw him and we got introduced, we shook hands. I don't know, it felt weird. Like, oh, it must be nice to be cuddled by this guy. because I'm a big girl. I'm not petite. And then he stayed. He was the last guy because I'm friends with this coworker. So I stayed there because we were like very close. We were. And he stayed up to like midnight or something. He was the last one to leave. I thought that's just gonna be it because I didn't ask my coworker to be like, oh, I wanna date this. I didn't show any interest or whatever because I had a plan. I was already planning of going to Australia, right? It was just like, oh, he's cute. Oh, maybe. But then in my head, I had a plan. That was the time when I stopped being desperate to find the one. So yeah, we didn't meet until I guess November. It was September, and in November because I was like trying to save more money, so and they needed part-timers, like casual employees, so I went there and had a part-time hours with them. That's when we got to work even more. Enough, I don't know. I think they're good. So yeah, November, and then we worked together. I worked there, I guess, every other day. So one time, and I work in the afternoon, he works in the morning. So when he was about to leave, he was saying goodbye, and he's like, oh, when am I gonna see you again? I'm like, oh, I think I'll be back Thursday. And he was like, I can't wait. In my head, my face was like this. This guy likes me. Okay. Does he have a crush on me? Because guess what? Maybe I have a crush on you too. There's this one more day wherein he had knee problems and it's hard for him to stand like during that time for a long time. But when he learned that I just learned this later on. He stayed until like he worked from 7 until like 6 or 7 in the evening. He stayed because I started at 3 or 3:30. I started work there at 3:30. So he stayed until like 7 o'clock. He stayed because I was there, but he thought it's just gonna be me. But then my friend was there too. My other friend at work that I dragged to work part-time there. So he was a bit disappointed, he said. Yeah, he just told me later on. So that's funny. But yeah, he stayed a bit longer just to spend time with me. And so when the Christmas rush was about to end, it was on my last day, he asked me, what's your plan for Christmas? I was like, oh, nothing. Maybe I'm just gonna spend time with friends. But then I will, because I was excited about seeing Santa Claus. We have this thing here every Christmas. It's called Glow, wherein there's like lots of Christmas lights, blah blah, Christmassy environment. I will go see Santa Claus on this day, and we, like me and my other friend, will go to Glow. And then he asked him if he could come, if he could join us. Okay. And then he took my number, and then yeah, because we've been talking, so I know he hates driving. He used to live in downtown, so his work was just walking distance. And I live in the south side, so it's like a 30-minute drive. My friend cancelled, so it ended up to be just the two of us. Like, he was having a hard time with his knees, so I bought him some knee support or something, those sleeves that you wear, and then I brought it with me. And then I was like expecting for us to just meet there, because I'm not even sure is this a date or what. I mean, I need him to ask. I needed him to ask to say that it's a date. So I wasn't sure, but then he texted me, he's like, what's your address? I'm gonna pick you up. I'm like, so my face again is like, he's gonna pick me up. Oh wait, I need to check the salmon. Softer now. I don't know. I forgot to put oil. But it's already fatty. 5 more minutes. When it's time for you. Wait, I need to drink my coffee here. Where was I? So yeah, so we went to Glow to see Santa Claus because I wanted a picture of Santa Claus. Pick me up, and then he was like, maybe we should have, oh no, before he picked me up, when he asked for my address, he's like, oh, where do you want to eat? Maybe we should eat first. So that's what we did, and I was like, oh, I want to go to my favorite place, and my favorite place was Teriyaki Corner, which was, he thought it's gonna be like a fancy, I wanna go to a fancy restaurant, but I was like, oh, we should just go to Teriyaki Corner. And yet Teriyaki Corner is like a Japanese fast food. Well, I love the food there, so we went there. You know what, during our first meeting, he was mentioning that, oh, he just sounded like my ex-girlfriend, so I thought he's not over his ex-girlfriend yet, because I was like, why do you keep on mentioning your ex-girlfriend? So anyway, plus I wasn't really thinking about dating at that time. Okay, going back to our like date. So we had dinner there to Teriyaki Corner, and then I don't quite remember if I asked if it was a date or if he asked if it's a date. Do you want it to be a date? I guess he asked me something like that. And I was like, and then I just shrugged and I'm like, whatever. And then I continue eating and talk about Santa Claus. So after our dinner, after supper, we went to Glow. It was so cold. Like, it was so cold. There were like, you know, I started to have some moves. So when we got out of the car, it was so cold during that time. He has a scarf and his jacket, but his jacket was not closed. So I was like, before we started walking, I zipped it up, and then I tried to tuck his scarf in just so it can be warm here. And he was like smiling, but that's my little moves. It was quite busy. We were walking, and then, you know, I love pictures, so we started taking selfies, taking pictures, you know. And then at one point, when we were walking, he grabbed my hands, and I was like, and so we held hands while we were walking, and then he was about to take my picture with Santa, but then Santa Claus was like, come here too. Like, he called him. My picture with Santa Claus ended up being with him. Santa Claus was the third wheel, and then we had some snacks. We had some donuts, you know, the tiny like little donuts with sugar and cinnamon, and then you put it in a cup, you have a stick, and then you just eat it. So that's what we had. Like, while I was eating, I was like, yum yum. He was like shaking his head while like trying to clean my mess, because I got some sugar and cinnamon all over my scarf. He's like, always cleaning up your mess. He was like that, because while we were working, I will have like so many mess here, like some cookie dough, some flour. I'll have those here. And I remember one time he just came up to me with a wet cloth and started wiping my forearm. He knew from the start how messy I am. So yeah, that, and then I was like, we kept on walking, I kept on chatting, we kept on taking pictures. And it was home time. I told him my plan about Australia. He's not the type of person who will stop you from leaving, who will stop you from doing what you want. In his head, while I was telling him that I'm planning to go to Australia, I said, okay, maybe this is gonna be our own date. He gave me a Christmas card, and then when he dropped me off, I got out of his car, I heard him say, wait. He opened his car door. Wait, let me just check his salmon here. Yeah, I guess this is okay. I don't wanna overcook it. Where was I? Okay. Oh yeah. I got out of the car and I heard him say, wait. And the snow started to fall. Bright moonlight was super cold. Opened his door. He ran around to meet me and he kissed me. The funny part was I didn't kiss him back. So whenever I would mention that, he was like, that's not your first kiss, that was my first kiss. Because you didn't kiss me back. You know why? Like in my head, I was like, the moment our lips were like that, what I was thinking was, oh shit, I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I ran out of storage. Where was I? It was the kissing. We're almost there. Have you closed lighting? I'll put you here. I don't know. Maybe I'll put you here. It scares me. Put you here. Should I put it here? Anyway, where was I? Kissed. And I didn't brush my teeth. And I was thinking, oh no, my mouth will taste like cinnamon. That's what I was thinking. So we kissed and then he hugged me super tight. He let me go. I was a shy girl. And I was like, and then I looked at him because he's tall. And then he said goodnight. Since then, we kept in touch until we decided to be together. It happened so quick. I'm old, so I'm not gonna waste any more time. Okay, let's try it. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If not, okay, then bye. So that's the history of how we met and how we became a thing. It was unexpected. I will need to end this. As you may know, it's hard for me to do something while my mouth is running. I need a good thumbnail. It's just the overhead light is hideous. A thumbnail. Or damn. Is that good? Should I be in the middle? Maybe that's a good thumbnail. I had an idea for a thumbnail. We will do the Victoria Hotel thumbnail. It must be like an egg. Why am I doing that? I'm not seducing anybody here. How do you say shh? No. Why am I bent?